Hey, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Bailey Pod. Throughout the week on the Bailey Pod, I'll be bringing you coaches, players, discussing potential games of the week, how players fared out, what coaches are thinking, and just really how teams are doing and how the athletes are doing throughout the Nic10. Just a quick reminder, please make sure you guys go click the bell in the right-hand corner to be reminded and notified for all new great content that will be dropping throughout the week. Again, you catch the Bailey Pod every Thursday at 8 p.m. Again, the Bailey Pod every Thursday at 8 p.m. Tonight's show, it's going to be a good one. It's already cooking. It's purring. We got it on the back burner right now, but, I'll give you a chance to go get some popcorn, a little water, maybe a Coke and a smile, and come on back and join us for the Bailey Pod. And we are back here at the Bailey Pod. Happy Thursday to everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's safe and getting ready to tune in with the Bailey Pod here. Real quick, something I started last week, just illuminating some Bailey Pod top performers from the week, some notable accomplishments throughout the Nic10 throughout the week. Let's start off with Jahmani Muhammad, 100 yards, 5 touchdowns. He makes the Bailey Pod TP list. DB Chris Tolliver at East, 2 INTs in their loss against Boylan. Isaiah Primus Guilford, 107 for 20 attempts, 107, 3 TDs in their big win over Belvedere. Last but not least, Kurt Smith of Hononegah. He did it on both offense and defense. 6 unassisted tackles on defense, and on offense he ran for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, I'll be bringing that to you throughout the week. Congratulations to those young men that made the list. I'm just going to dive right into the show. Big question around the conference. How good is Jahmani Muhammad? Jahmani Muhammad is our today's guest here on the Bailey Pod. But before we bring him in, we're going to talk a little bit about him, share some things with you on my opinion on why I think he's probably the premier back in the Nic10 this year, probably in the area. Some would argue in the state. But I would have to say, the reason why Jahmani Muhammad is doing some of the things that he's doing out there on the gridiron is because of his work ethic, his determination, his commitment. Throughout the weeks, over the summer, Jahmani made a commitment to improve his physical potential. Over at our facility, Mercy Up Top Performers, spent some time with myself and Coach Garrett over at Mercy Up Top Performers. I got a few clips here I'm just going to share with you on some things that he actually was just trying to improve to better his game this offseason. And right now, his fruits are definitely playing dividends out there on the field. Let's take a peek here and see what Jahmani Muhammad's doing over at Mercy Up Top Performance facility. Push. Yeah, you see here in this clip here, just really working on his lower body power. Again, something you need as a running back. You need lower body power. He did a phenomenal job just really improving his lower body power, his speed. Here's another clip here. Just improving his lower body power. I mean, Jahmani really focused on this offseason, knew in order for him to be able to go out and have a good season, he knew he had to tap into his physical potential. And then here's another clip here of Jahmani working on some things over at Mercy Up Top Performers here at our facility here in Loves Park. Just really working on a little change of directional skills, something you probably see on Friday nights in there, just getting upfield and doing what he does. So Jahmani did a phenomenal job this offseason of really truly improving his physical potential. This last clip here, I'm going to show you some other things that he just really focused on, just really honing in on his skills. Again, this young man really truly understood what he needed to do this offseason to be able to go out and have the type of season he's having in these last 2 weeks. This next clip here. See here, Jahmani just working on his agility, with Coach Buckner and I over at Mercy Up Top Performers. Again, I don't mean to be so repetitive, but again, he paid his dues and, good things are working out there for him on the field. This last clip here, before we bring Jahmani in, these are just some highlights from him last week against Auburn. You see here, this is what he does well. He actually reads his blockers upfield, and as the crease becomes open, he takes it. It doesn't take him too long to be able to change direction. He's quick, he's fast, He's very explosive. This next play here is just running him out of the backfield. Did a phenomenal job catching the ball, adjusting his body as the ball was in the air, and gets some yak after the catch. In this next clip here, it's pretty simple what he does. I mean, here they bring him in motion, a little tall sweep. They run to him here, and no one's going to beat this young man to the corner. Jahmani Muhammad for 6 here again. You know, you got to love what he does. He follows his blockers. He sees a crease. He takes it. He does a really good job of just utilizing his speed. In this next play here, you just see him here, you know, again, just following his blockers, getting upfield, giving the guy a stiff arm. And again, that's just due to really improving his physical potential over the year. He really gave that young man a stiff arm there from Auburn. You know, so again, he's just got that will and desire to really want to win. That's some of the things that I like about Jahmani Muhammad. And, you know, again, he's just right now, he's reaping the fruits of his labor. Guys, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring our guy in here on the airwaves with us, joining us on the top performers, but the Bailey Pod. The Bailey Pod here. Jahmani Muhammad, come on in, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. I mentioned top performers, but we know this is the Bailey Pod, but everybody out there knows that I do work at Mercy Up Top Performers. Jahmani, I congratulate you on the season that you're having thus far. Just showing the actual viewers some footage on you. And I shared with the viewers just some of the things that you did over the offseason over at Mercy Up Top Performance to really try to improve your physical potential. Can you speak to some of the things that you were able to do? I know you put on 20 pounds over the last 6 months, something that you really, truly wanted to do, particularly, you know, you're going on to the next level after high school. But talk a little bit about your body of work and the hard work you put in over the offseason.
Over the off season, you know, I've been working with you guys, you, Garrett. I've just been working on my speed, my strength, and my elusiveness, being able to change direction at a high level. So that's been really well. It's been going well for me, as you can see. So, yeah, it's been really good.
Do you think, you know, you putting that additional weight on, do we still have the connection here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I couldn't hear you, making sure. Just you putting those 20 pounds on over the off season, how elusive has that made you? I see the tangible improvements out there in the field, but what do you feel like compared to the last year's Jahmani Muhammad?
I just feel like a lot more powerful when I'm coming through the tackles, and then especially like when I'm in space, I just feel like I'm just flying. So it feels really good.
Sure. So Jahmani, let's move on. You guys are coming off a big win last week against Auburn. The final score against Auburn was 40-6. You had 5 touchdowns. You know, something that you don't see every Friday. I know you guys finished the game on Saturday. Speak to that victory. How important was it to you guys over at Harlem to get that victory against Auburn on Friday? On Saturday.
It was really important to us due to the circumstances we had to go through in adversity. But it was really important just to come in Saturday and just finish the job. So, yeah.
You just alluded to something that an altercation that took place at Harlem. Thank God no one was hurt. But what was going on through the players' minds? You know, I know you guys probably didn't know a lot that was going on. You saw the police cars, first responders were there in the blink of an eye. You got to commend them for that. You know, what was the mindset of some of you guys? Were you guys wanting to finish the game, or were you guys trying to figure out where your families were?
A mixture of both. Some guys trying to finish the game, some guys trying to, you know, find their family. So it was just a lot of chaos going on.
Do you think, I mean, obviously you guys finished the game on Saturday. You know, obviously you guys had the momentum, you know, against Auburn in the third quarter. And again, you had to finish the game on Saturday. Do you think that it would have possibly been a different outcome if you guys would have been able to finish that game on Friday? Because Auburn was starting to really do some good things offensively, came out second half, just a little different team, not much, but just a little different. Do you think the game would have been any different if it was finished on a Friday?
I don't think so. I think we would have came out on top. Our defense is really aggressive. We fly to the ball, so I feel like we would have came out with the W either way it went.
Jahmani, you know, through 2 games, you have 37 attempts on 307 yards and 6 TDs. Speak to that. Obviously, you got to give your linemen credit. Some video I just showed earlier. You do a phenomenal job of reading your blocks. They do a really good job of allowing you to just give you a little gap. You don't need a big gap. You're fast, you're quick, you're explosive. So, speak to how you've been able to have so much success thus far with your 307 and 6 TDs.
I mean, I just got to give credit to Connor Penny, Tony Paul, Gabe, Logan Hackler, and then Noah Crandall. I mean, those guys, they're paving the way for me. They're getting guys out the way so I can go score touchdowns. So I give thanks to them.
Do you think now, obviously you guys are going to get into the heat of the conference. You guys are hosting Hononegah on Friday night. Do you feel that you guys can continue to sustain this level of play, going up against the Nic10 champs in Hononegah?
Yes, sir. I think they're suiting up just like us. So, I mean, we just got to play our best, put our best against their 11, and see what happens.
How's practice been this week, preparing for Hononegah? I know you guys are, again, coming off that scare on Friday night. The guys pretty much lock in right after, they found out there was nothing, too chaotic going on. It was just, it sounded like an altercation, a fight or something that broke out. Did the guys lock in right away after you guys finished that game on Saturday with Auburn and getting ready for Hononegah?
Yes, sir. I would say we got straight locked into Hononegah. We've been watching film. Practice has been going well. Our mindset is just be great, execute, and limit the mistakes.
How have you guys prepared this week? Is it different from how you prepared the first 2 weeks playing against Belvedere and playing against Auburn, and now you're moving into the cream of the crop of the conference in Hononegah? Has practice been different? Has the tempo been different? Has the mentality been different this week compared to last week's?
I would say we approach practice, and every person that we play, every team that we play, we approach practice hard. But I would say this week we definitely were really, really, really locked in on Hononegah. We want to come on top because they've been beating us, so we want to be the top dog.
You're under a new head coach and Coach Moore, and he's done a phenomenal job. I like a lot of things that he does on offense. Just trying different ways to get you the ball. Is this year's, and you can speak this very candidly if you would, is this year's coaching staff a lot different from last year? And if it is, in what way?
I would say it is a lot different from last year. It's very organized. Like we're on a set schedule. We're never getting off that schedule. And the coaches, they're just right on top of things. It's on to the next team after we're done with one segment. So I think it's a lot different from last year.
Has Coach Mora, has he been supportive? Again, first not his first year back at Harlem, but he's back at Harlem again as a head coach. What are some of the things that you like that he does offensively, schematically, to allow you guys to continue to go out week in and week out and be successful?
I like how he mixes me and my guys up, putting us in space and putting us in the right position to be successful against teams on Friday nights.
Sure. And do you think, again, being back at Harlem, I'm pretty sure there was a very, very warm reception that he got from faculty and administration. How was the welcoming bringing Coach Mara back from the team once you guys found out who the head coach was?
At first,
how was he received?
At first it was really slow. A lot of guys were still trying to transition to being under Morrow, but once summer kicked off, guys were starting to show up to workouts, morning lifts, even like team practices. So I mean, it's been good.
You alluded to something earlier. You talked about the difference between last year. You sort of, in so many words, I'm paraphrasing, it's more business like this year. Can you give me a little bit more detail in what you mean by that?
What I mean by that is just he's just getting on us about the little things, detail oriented. Like he's just making sure that we're on top of our stuff. If we got to go over a play again, we're gonna go over it again. We're going fast at practice, pushing guys, and yeah.
So Jahmani, I'm going to move on here. So you're actually one of the top quintessential running backs, kick returners in the area, and you've done it on the ground. Now I'm seeing you in the offensive scheme, catching out of the backfield. Does this year's offense excite you? And again, if so, in what way does the offense excite you? Because again, I see them using you in the passing game more this year, which is a bonus. But what are some of the other things that you're liking right now that Coach Moore is actually implementing?
I mean, he's just putting me in space. He's just getting me out and open where I can make plays and showcase my skill set. So, I mean, I like that a lot.
What makes you one of the top running backs, kick returners in the area, Jahmani?
I would say my speed, my elusiveness, and my vision.
So when you're out there on the field, and share this with the viewers, when you're out there on the field, do you feel that 21 is unstoppable?
Yes, sir. I always feel like that. Yep.
Why do you feel that way? Explain that. What is it about? Obviously, that's a mentality. Share with the viewers your mentality of what you're thinking out there on the field once you get that ball, when you don't even have the ball. What's your mindset like?
My mindset is just to go score, man. Go get in the end zone. So that's just my mindset.
Well, you had 5 touchdowns last week against Auburn, so hopefully you can keep that type of play, keep working at that type of clip. Definitely a huge success. Jahmani, you've been playing varsity now for the last 3 seasons, and you're actually close to becoming the all-time Nic10 leading rusher. I think you only need, if I'm accurate, you only need about 434 more yards to become that Nic10 leading rusher. Is that a goal of yours, or are you more like, if it happens, it happens type of attitude?
No, sir. It's definitely a goal for me. It'd be great to get that record, but that's not like my main focus. My main focus is to have the team be successful and we go far.
In order for you to get that goal, Jahmani, I'm just going to stay on this goal for a second. In order for you to get the goal, what do you think you guys have to do differently not in the offseason, but what do you think you guys need to do differently this week that you haven't done in the last 2 weeks?
Limit the penalties. I think penalties have been costing us a few touchdowns or big runs or even big-time passing plays. So I think we just got to limit the penalties and just be disciplined on both sides of the ball.
Jahmani, I'm gonna just illuminate some of your stats. Sophomore year, 1586 on the ground, 12 touchdowns, an average per carry of 6.4 attempts, 248. Your junior year, 2023, rushed for 1293, 12 touchdowns, 204 attempts. Again, you're already at, I believe you're already at 307 on the season with 6 touchdowns, 37 attempts. What do you need to continue to do to continue to play at such a clip that you're playing at right now? Because you're closer than what a lot of people think, closing in on that record. But what are the things that you need to do to continue to spur and galvanize your offense in order for you to be able to, again, attain this actual feat?
Just keep pumping up my linemen, keep pumping up my receivers, because they got to block too. And then just for me, just keep watching film, study what I can do better at, and then just go out there on Friday night and put it all out there.
Sure. Jahmani, you guys are 2-0. You've beaten both. You beaten Belvedere at Belvedere, and Auburn came to your house last week. You guys took care of business with Auburn. Playing such a very notable team, really good team as Hononegah. What do you want Friday night to really look like when the actual clock expires?
I wanted to say Harlem wins, have us on top. That's what I want to see.
And do you think based on what you've seen this week in practice, you think you guys are basically ready for that challenge this week? Because again, now you get into the thickness of the conference with, a notable program such as a Hononegah. Again, I know you mentioned earlier about the prep this week. You think things are different. The tempo's different. The morale's different a little bit this week due to it being what some schools call Hononegah week. I know we did back in the day, getting ready for Hano week, Hononegah week, or whatever you want to deem them as. Again, do you think that both offensively and defensively and in special teams that you guys are really ready for this challenge?
Yes, sir. I think we're definitely ready for this challenge. I think both teams are. I expect it to be a dogfight. So, yes, sir.
Again, Jahmani, again, you've been a such a sensational athlete in the Nic10 for the last 3 years. How do you want when the book closes on your high school career? How do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to look like at the end of November?
I just want to be remembered as I was just like that special player, team player, just explosive player, exciting player to watch on Friday nights, and I just want to be remembered as just a good person, not only a player, just a good person.
Great answer, man. Great answer. Jahmani, last before I let you go, you've had some you've been blessed with some great parents, and I don't want to leave the show tonight without asking you, how much of your parents' motivation has that been to your success? How big of a role have they played in Jahmani Muhammad's success?
They played a big role, taking me to practice, picking me up from practice, taking me to camps, taking me to visits, just everything. I can't thank them enough for what they've been doing and what they will continue to do. I just give all my credit to them.
Sure. I know you took a bunch of tours this year to a bunch of camps, and I know mom and dad were always there. And again, I think that's key. That's important. When mom and dad can be there supporting you. How big of a fan have they been for you? Pretty much since week one, knowing that, again, I'm going to go back to that rushing record. Are they in the house, walking around the house saying, Jahmani, you got to get the record this week. You got to get the record this week. Got to get the record next week. How has it been in the household with mom and dad? Because I do know mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Yeah, they've been pumping me up, but they always tell me just go out there and let the game come to me and not force it. So, but yeah, they've been pumping me up.
Sure. Well, Jahmani, hey man, you go out, you get the record, first get the W. Hopefully you guys come up with a W on Friday against Hononegah. That'll be a big win for you guys. But definitely I'll have you back on, talk a little bit more about the feat. I believe in you, man. I think you're going to go on and do some big things. Again, man, good luck the rest of the way. Stay healthy. Muhammad, folks. Thank you, Jahmani.